Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Hinkle here with another shape lesson for you today. I have our 4 3D shapes. Here they are in real life and here they are drawn. I have the cube, the cone, the sphere, and the cylinder. Below each of the 3D shapes, I wrote their attributes. How many sides, how many corners, and how many faces on each of the shapes. We're going to be a detective and look around each individual shape and figure out how many sides do they have, how many corners do they have, and how many faces do they have. So the first thing we're going to look at is the cube, and on the cube I want to know how many sides it has. A side is the lines from one point to another, what connects a corner to a corner. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A cube has 12 sides. Now I want to know how many corners a cube has. How many corners? A cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right, 8. 8 corners on a cube. And lastly, faces. I know you probably didn't see any smiley faces on this when I was moving around. That's not actually what I'm looking for. A face is a flat surface. Something that you could set something on, like a Cheerio, and it wouldn't roll off. So a face is a flat surface on a 3D shape. So we need to know how many of these flat surfaces there are. Okay, I'm going to count the top and bottom, 1, 2, and then we're going to go around the side. So we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 faces on a cube. The next shape that we are going to be detectives about is a cone. So here's my cone. I want to know how many sides does my cone have? Remember, a side is a line connecting a corner to a corner. Well, I really don't have any because there only seems to be 1 point. So it looks like there are 0 sides. Corners, there is 1 point, so we will count that as a corner. And faces, a place, remember, that I could set a Cheerio and it would not roll off easily. There's really only one, and it's the bottom of our cone, or the top, depending on which way you're holding it. This side is our one single face. Next, we are going to be a detective on the sphere. So let me grab our blue sphere here and let's look through it. Let's look around and explore. How many sides do you see? Corner to corner. You're right, there are no corners. So there are 0 sides. And I kind of spilled the beans on the next one. If there's no sides, that has to mean there's no corners as well. Now, how many faces? How many places could I set a Cheerio and it would not roll off on me? Nowhere. It's a sphere. It's a little ball. It would fall off on any of the places because there are no faces. The last shape that we are going to explore as shape detectives is the cylinder. Here's a cylinder. How many sides are you noticing on this cylinder? I'm not noticing any either. How many corners are you noticing? Sharp corners. Not noticing any either. And faces. Remember, not a smiley face, but a place that you could set a Cheerio and it would sit still. It would not roll off. 1, 2. 2 faces. So looking at our data during our detective work, which shape has the most sides? It's the cube. Which shape has the most corners? Also the cube. And which shape has the most faces? The flat sides. Again, the cube. The cube is the busiest shape as far as attributes that we looked at today. What is the least busiest shape we looked at today as far as attributes go? What did we collect the least amount of data on? Our sphere here. 0 sides, 0 corners, 0 faces, 0. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you in a moment to pause your iPad or your computer during this video, and I'm going to ask you to go try to find one of each of these shapes in real life around your house. So you are going to go try to find one real life cylinder, one real life cube, one real life sphere. This one's going to be tricky, but one real life cone if you can. I will give you an example start. I'm sure a lot of you have this in your kitchen right now. My real life cylinder is a tub of Clorox wipes. I'm sure a lot of you have that sitting around in your kitchen right now. You see the faces on the top and bottom and no corners around. So there, I did an example of a real life cylinder for you. My tub of Clorox disinfectant wipes. See if you can find a different cylinder item in your house, a cube, a cone, and a sphere. Off you go, detectives.